like, getting money, getting success, or marrying someone or loving someone is what happiness for us. Okay. What exactly happiness for you and how do you describe that? Like,
The world is a very difficult place to live in. I mean, don't get me wrong.
right.
There are nice people too,
Right.
but I'm completely dependent on people around me for movement and actions.
What is your feeling when somebody is helping you?
All things when I could eat with a spoon or stand on my feet for the first time, which did not happen at the.
So what exactly you want to say to people like you?
I'll be honest with you, Bana Undedi. I came out of it because of ఒకవేళ physically independent ఉండలేకపోయినా it's important to be financially and mentally independent.
Okay.
I feel ఎందుకంటే the behavior speaks a lot about your personality.
Okay.
Even if it's the way you're sitting, the way you're talking, the kind of words that you will use. And so if I get into it deeper, I don't know if it's a regret or just a disappointment that I'd have to ask people to do in the smallest of things that I need to do. That can be frustrating sometimes because people are not available at all times.
Right. Hello Kruti, welcome to MBL Connects.
Hi Balaji.
Okay, firstly thank you for coming. Okay, so Kruti, when I see you, the first thing that I remember is the thing that you are suffering or you are enjoying. I don't know. Okay, it's a cerebral palsy. So how do you describe that and what exactly that was?
So it is a disability that comes from a damage to a particular part of the brain.
Okay.
So mine happened because there was a lack of oxygen supply to the brain for a few seconds when I was born, and that led to damaging of the functions that usually you see in people that are able to walk and move around by themselves.
Okay.
So that is something I can't do.
Okay.
And I'm completely dependent on people around me for movement and actions, whatever I need to do during the day.
Okay.
So yeah.
Don't you feel what do you say? ఎప్పుడే కానీ బాధ కానీ లేకపోతే like what is your feeling when somebody is helping you?
I'll be honest with you, బాధ ఉండేది. I came out of it because of నా చుట్టూ ఉండే positive people వల్ల I was able to come out of it.
Okay.
బాధ ఉండేది, but then I turned that into a purpose.
Okay.
And I realized I have a bigger what should I say, a goal to achieve.
Okay.
So then that bada kind of faded away.
Okay. When I see your interviews also, you're trying to tell more these kind of people be strong and be consistent and try to do something. So what exactly you want to say to people like you?
I think it's very important for someone like me, ante cerebral palsy aina very disability aina, for somebody to be independent in more ways than physical. ఒకవేళ physically independent ఉండలేకపోయినా it's important to be financially and mentally independent.
Okay.
I feel ఎందుకంటే the world is a very difficult place to live in. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Right.
There are nice people too,
right.
It is predominantly a very difficult place to live in, and unless you have something to offer to it, it becomes very difficult to survive.
Okay.
So, and I believe that all of us, whether with a disability or not, have something to offer.
Okay.
అదొకటి మనము డిస్కవర్ చేసుకుంటే we're good to go.
Okay. I have seen one of the posts on LinkedIn which was posted by you, saying that the happiness is completely different for us compared to other people.
Yes.
Standing our own and eating our own is the happiness for us compared to
definitely.
you guys. See, what is happiness for us is like getting money, getting success, getting
That
fame,
too.
and marrying someone or loving someone is what happiness for us. Okay. What exactly happiness for you? And how do you describe that?
Like you rightly said, Balaji, getting money, getting married, all of that is happiness for me as well.
Right.
But even before that could come in, my happiness was situated in small things when I could eat with a spoon or stand on my feet for the first time, which did not happen at the regular time for me.
Okay.
I took a longer time to be able to do that.
Okay.
So I found happiness in these smaller things.
Okay. But what is the one advice that you give to the people like you, like if you want to give?
I think to stay positive first of all, and to look for opportunities rather than to be disappointed over what we don't have.
Okay.
And to look for opportunities in what we have. Like my ability to speak or to think
Right.
is an opportunity for me to create a life around it, although I cannot walk.
Okay. What's the one bigger regret that you have as you are like this? Like, is there any one regret that you
maybe
feel?
that I'm less independent.
Okay.
The only probably, I don't know if it's a regret or just a disappointment that I'd have to ask people to do even the smallest of things that I need to do.
Right.
That can be frustrating sometimes because people are not available at all times.
Right.
And there's a lot of waiting that goes in my life.
Okay.
But otherwise, I think I'm good.
Right. Even after all this also, you studied a lot and you're doing a great job and you worked in Deloitte and you worked as a content writer. Could you explain me a little about what exactly the work you did previously?
So I started off as a hobby writer.
Okay.
I started writing for websites. Started writing articles for website from school itself.
Okay.
I discovered it through a friend that I'm able to write well.
Okay.
She encouraged me and connected me to people who need freelancing writers.
Okay.
I did that for a while and then I continued that through college.
Okay.
But when I finished college, I realized I could take it up as a profession. So yeah, I looked for jobs that require writers and I luckily found one.
Okay.
In 2015. I worked with a visa consultancy and as a part-time content writer.
Right.
So I worked only half a day with them
Okay.
because using their washroom was an issue. It was not accessible, their office.
Okay.
And work from home back then was not a popular thing. So I had to go to office Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
My mom came along with me. She sat in the cellar as I worked in the office.
Okay.
So we stayed there for 4 hours and then we just come back.
Okay.
So that's how I started.
Okay.
And then I got into Deloitte.
Okay.
And there I had to change my professions. Like, I was a proofreading specialist.
Okay.
Which was interesting for a change for a while, but then I realized my true calling is still writing. So,
what exactly kind of projects that you get when you're working as a proofreader?
So we proofread financial statements, which was very monotonous and very boring to be honest. But they had a checklist designed by the firm itself, and these documents had to match that checklist. Our job was to ensure that it is tallying with the checklist.
Okay.
So that's what we did, and after a while I thought maybe I should do something else.
Okay, so to be frank to say this, as AI come over and take place of content writing and everything, most of the jobs, so how do you feel that AI will replace the content writing completely, or do you still think that the content creation have the scope?
I feel like it has taken major chunk of what people would earlier be able to do, but I still have a hope somewhere because I think AI, no matter how good it is, it will take away the humanness from the content that is created, whether it's video or whether it's script.
Okay.
I think if there's somebody who wants to retain the humanness in the content that they're creating, they still need to depend on a human. So it cannot completely take away my job, but maybe it can make my job easier.
Do you think that?
I really think so.
See, to be frank, if I see any job portals or any vacancies for content writing, it was very less compared to previous. Almost 60% were dropped out.
See, I think AI is still very new.
Okay.
It's like a new toy people have found. So they're very fascinated with it right now.
Right.
So until they get bored of it, it's going to be the case.
Okay. Do you still think that if you apply for a job and they will still consider you? Or?
I mean, depends on what the company is looking for. If they really need somebody who's who, if they want to put out content that's more human, like I said, more authentic, then they would have to rely on a human whether they like it or not.
Okay.
And we will partially depend on AI for ideas maybe, but it cannot be the all in all.
Okay. If we see your educational background, you are into sociology, psychology and many other things as well, including the content writing. Is it a hobby for you or is it a profession for you? So don't you think that you can switch out to something else apart from
I can always. Writing? I mean, I'm yet to explore, to be honest. I did not need to explore, so I did not look on that side, but I think I will.
Okay.
Like you rightly pointed out, maybe psychology could be something that I could branch into, and it's always been an interest for me to understand how people think and why they think the way they do. So.
Okay. Do you think that psychology have the more scope than content writing in India?
Maybe, yes.
Okay.
India is changing rapidly, so I can never say this is going to be it forever, but
Okay.
so I'm sure psychology has a lot of scope.
Okay.
But at least when I was studying it, it was not a very popular thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't take it up mainstream back then, but
Okay. So what is the one thing that a psychology graduate or a psychology person will say, like, this is what psychology means? If I ask
think
you,
the
what did you say?
the first thing to remember is that we cannot assume about people, because psychology is the study of mind, and if I cannot assume that Balaji is going to be like this. He could be anything, and I won't know until I speak to him. So assumption is something we cannot do as students or seekers of psychology. So
Okay. So as a psychologist, you don't know the people, you don't know the person unless you talk to them and open with them.
Yeah, you have to study their behavior.
Okay.
The study of behavior, to be honest, you have to see their verbal and non-verbal cues. Spend time basically to understand somebody.
Okay. What exactly a psychologist will understand about the person? Like, will they understand complete behavior of him or the personality of him? What exactly?
So the behavior speaks a lot about your personality.
Okay.
Even if it's the way you're sitting, the way you're talking, the kind of words that you will use. And so if I get into it deeper, I will try to find out, I will try to find out why you've used a certain word instead of another.
Okay.
So that will tell me about the way you think.
Okay.
So that's how we try to understand a person's personality.
Okay.
And that's the reason why it takes so long
Okay.
to understand somebody.
Okay.
Maybe you cannot say much in just a meeting.
Okay.
Maybe you need more time.
Okay. So when we talk about your education background again, sociology is also one of the topics that you pursued. So what exactly the study that you did in sociology?
So sociology again is very closely related to psychology. They are called sister subjects as far as I remember. So sociology is the study of the society.
Okay.
So again, why the society functions the way it does. Why does it have the structure that it does?
Okay.
And how our society is different from each other is what we study, and how it evolved from what it used to be.
Okay. Yeah. So and one more thing, as you are dependent on other to sit and stand as someone to do some job, who is the person that supporting you every time, and who is the one person that is be with you on all the
so my mother predominantly, but I really can't say give her all the credit, because there's been a lot of people around me since my childhood to now who have helped me in different ways to grow into the person that I am today. My sister, my twin sister, Shruti, she has been my eyes to the outer world when I couldn't step out. So I didn't go to school when I was a kid. I mean, for the longest time, I didn't go until I was 8 years old. So she was my camera to the world, I should say. She'd go to school, come back and teach me whatever she's learned. So I didn't feel like I missed out on anything, or there's something that I could see and I'm not, because I'm at home. So to be honest, because of the family that I have, I never really realized my disability until I grew up and stepped out into the world.
So if I ask you one thing that I want to do because of this disability that you are unable to do that, so what is the one thing that...
One thing that I want to do, there's actually a lot of things, but maybe one particular thing would be going out on my own as much as I, probably just take a walk by myself. I would like those things. And yeah, I can't.
So what do you describe, like if you want to describe about life of a person or of your life, so how do you describe your life in 2 lines? Like,
I think that would be very difficult for me to say, because every day I feel differently. One day I'm very happy and I describe it as the most beautiful thing, and some days I'm really upset, so it's not nice at all. So it's just really difficult. It's a bittersweet experience, if I can say it in one phrase.
So the people like you who are there. So if they wanna, you wanna say something like, you guys get into this or you do this job that will suit you. You wanna advise something for them, like to get into this sector or at that job, or you do this in your daily routine. So if you wanna say like that, do you have anything to say?
I mean, I wouldn't be able to probably direct them to a particular profession, because every person is unique and they have to find their own skill. But like you said, if they have to follow something on a daily basis, it would probably be to stay positive. That's what my family taught me, and I've been a huge pessimist for most of my life. But my parents and my sister and my extended family as well, they kept on telling me to be positive at different times when I almost lost hope. And that's how I was able to, pick myself up and move forward.
So as this disability happened when you were born only, will your parents know that once you born, or how it is?
So when I was born with the umbilical cord around the neck, I think 5 minutes after my sister came out. And when I was born blue. I did not cry like the other babies do. So they actually breathed into me and they tried to, make me cry and come back to normal. I think they put me in the incubator for about 11 days before I could go back to my family. But that was it. That we thought that bad days are over. But I think few months later, around probably 6 to 9 months later, when my sister started reaching the regular milestones that kids do, and I was not doing what I was supposed to, my parents took me to the pediatrician, and that's when they started discovering that I have cerebral palsy. And they dug deeper and they got a confirmation. And then we started treatment.
Some of the people who knows that the child is like this, some people, not everyone, they may lose hope on that, and వాళ్ళ గురించి కొంచెం వేరే వాళ్ళకి అప్పగించడం కానీ వేరే వాళ్ళ అడాప్ట్ చేసుకోవడం కానీ వాళ్ళు ఇలా జరుగుతాయి, లేకపోతే వాళ్ళు వదిలేయడం కూడా జరుగుతుంది. సో అప్పుడు like what is the situation of that child? Is the government taking care of people like this?
I think ఇండియాలో నాకు తెలిసి I don't know if we have any of the people that take care of specially able kids, but there are a few coming up. I heard from people around me, but they're not up to the mark. Is what I heard. They're not still up to the mark, and if you do, I'd suggest that if parents do feel disappointed with the kind of kids they're having with a disability, they should definitely look for a better life for them instead of abandoning them. I think it's a very big deal.
Even though if they feel like they have a better life, they are unable to
it's difficult, right? I agree. It's very difficult, I agree, and my mother will tell you that it's not been easy for her as well, but but giving up is just too easy. I feel there's a lot of hope, a lot of things you can do despite the difficulty, than to just give it all away.
So don't you feel any time like because of you that your parents or your neighbors are working for you or spending time with you on behalf of their work, and they're
missing out a lot. I used to feel that a lot, and I remember crying about it. But well, again, I'm luckily surrounded by very positive people and who taught me to think in the same way. So they never let me feel like they're missing. In fact, to be honest, my sister wouldn't go out to play like other kids. She'd sit around me and play games that are very, very non-mobile.
Right.
So, and she never complained about it. I never realized until I grew up and, went back to it hotwise. And so I have been with people who didn't make me feel so disabled.
Okay.
Until, like I said, I stepped out.
if you see outside, people are getting into suicides, getting into
Yeah.
a sadness or depression
Yeah,
because of the
it's
small
very
small things,
easy to.
any breakup or any money problems or these kind of thing. So how do you see all this when somebody say because of
So
this
I
I get
mean,
into this
earlier I
depression?
used to feel like my problem was the biggest, and I used to think that it's very petty that they are, you giving up on such smaller things that are non-permanent. But after I studied psychology and also after talking to so many people around me, I realized that everybody's problem is big for themselves. So I cannot say that your problem is small and mine is big just because I can't move. So your problem could be the biggest to you,
Okay.
and I need to acknowledge that and let you be.
Okay, if you ask me, there is nothing like problem or solution. It's all about
See.
how you take it, right?
That's an interesting perspective. Yes.
Exactly, right? See,
Yes,
you
of
are
course.
disabled and you're ready to talk and you're ready to come out and
Yes.
you're ready to do something. If a person unable to do because of a small problem like money or anything, so then definitely it looks like very unfair when we see that.
Yeah, it is. It seems a little small, but I mean, I'm saying if you see from their perspective, maybe that's the biggest thing that they have experienced so far. What we need to do is probably show them some. That's what my parents did.
Okay.
So when I complained about not being able to walk, they showed me kids that are not able to talk
Exactly.
or not able to think
Correct.
or not able to go to school.
Correct.
That's not the best way to live, I know, but
Okay.
still, see, it gave me a perspective and got me to thank God for the probably benefits that I have in my life.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate the good things.
Okay.
So that's one thing we can do. Show them that there's worse,
Right.
and you don't need to give up already. But empathy goes a long way.
Okay.
So
okay.
first of all, to not dismiss somebody's problem as small. I acknowledge that your problem is big,
Right.
but here's a possible solution,
Okay.
is what we can say.
Right. And one more thing, Kruti, like when a person see you first time, okay, you met many people right outside in
Sure.
workplace or in personal life. What is the reaction of them when you see first?
They're
time?
very
How do you
scared.
take that?
They're very scared or intimidated by the wheelchair. I think that's because we don't see many wheelchairs outside in India, especially. People like me are confined to the house. They're not brought out because of many reasons, and most importantly because of inaccessibility. There's a lot of places I can't go to because there's no ramp. So yeah, I think because people don't see much of wheelchairs or people who are different from the regular lot, they find it very weird. So when people see me for the first time, they're very intimidated. They have a weird expression on my face and
What is your
on
feeling
their
on
face.
that time?
I used to feel very bad initially as a kid, and as an adolescent I used to feel very bad that why am I getting stared at, or why are people not talking to me like they talk to my sister. But again, psychology gave me a perspective, and also my people explained to me that it's all very new to everyone and we don't have to worry about how other people feel.
Right.
So
Okay.
I kind of accepted that.
Okay. Okay. So when you worked in Deloitte, what are the difficulties that you face in regular day-to-day work?
So to be honest, there was no like physical difficulty. They are an American firm, so they were very careful to have ramps everywhere, and they were very by the book,
Okay.
inclusive.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think what you can't rub off is biases in people's minds.
Okay. Okay.
That you cannot take off, despite it being a company like Deloitte or any other small company.
Is there any special section for people like you, or you?
No, it was. I was in a regular workplace, and everything was pretty normal. Only until I realized that people did have a bias about my work, despite me trying to do it as normally as possible.
Okay.
So there were trust issues. People, at least I felt
Okay.
like they didn't trust me, and
Okay.
but that's when I realized maybe I should talk about things like this to
Okay.
make it easy for people to accept someone like me.
Okay. Okay. As you are into content writing, so will you be able to write with your hands or you able to type?
When I was in school, I used to write.
Okay.
I used to write by, excuse me,
Yeah.
I used to write by myself for the longest time. Then I think when I came to high school, I realized there's a lot of writing to do and I couldn't keep up with the time if I had to write an exam.
Okay.
So that's when I came up. I mean, my mother came up with the idea of a scribe, and she applied to universities to allow me to have a scribe where I could dictate the answer and they write for me,
Okay.
so that I could finish the paper on time.
Okay. Okay.
So
What
that-
about the laptop usage?
Laptop usage came much later.
Okay.
Anyway, when I started working, I started using the laptop and it was pretty easy for me. I trained myself into typing with my little finger.
Okay.
So I do type a little slowly than the others, maybe, but pretty good.
Okay, that's not a big deal for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So far, at least nobody complained about that. So
Okay. Okay. So Kruti, is there any cure for this cerebral palsy or?
cerebral palsy does not have a cure. Ippadu chasing research, there's no cure. What we can do is only treatment in the form of physiotherapy, and there are some corrective surgeries that are done. I'm sure now in India as well. When I was small, like I told you, we went to the US for corrective surgeries, and that was life-changing for me.
Okay.
So before going to the US, I could not put my foot down to stand up on, even with support.
Okay.
So I had to always be carried, but after the corrective surgeries over there, I had a lot of movement
Okay.
became possible in my body, and I was able to walk with support like I do now.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where we can get to in terms of treatment with regards to cerebral palsy.
Okay.
But there is no cure as such, because it is a permanent damage in the brain,
Okay.
which is a very complicated organ in our body once it gets damaged.
Okay. So will you guys get any benefits from government side?
So far, I think there are a few monetary benefits for people in the lower income group, but there is no sort of full-fledged support
Okay.
like they do in other parts of the world. For example, in the US, irrespective of your income group that you belong to, people with any disability are supported by the government, where the family is given a certain amount to support the child
Okay.
into adulthood and throughout the life. So even after the parents have passed away, it is possible for the child to live independently in terms of finances, at least.
What about in India?
In India, I have not heard of any such support so far,
Okay.
but there is, I believe, a minimal
No.
financial aid
Okay.
at the moment, but I'm not sure for what specific disability and what specific income group.
Okay.
So
I have seen one of the video of yours in Sakshi YouTube channel saying that they awarded you for Navina Mahila Award for a ramp fight or something like that.
Sure.
So could you explain on that? What exactly is that?
So when I wanted to, I mean, it all started with an unfortunate incident. In fact, when I wanted to go to a particular popular college in our city to pursue my graduation, I wanted to do a BA Psychology,
Okay.
and I approached this college with my 12th marks, and although I fit into their criteria with regards to marks, they refused to admit me, saying that I cannot use their lift, which is apparently only meant for their teachers. So this is when my family and I decided that this was a bit unfair, actually very unfair,
Okay.
and that we should talk about it so that anybody else should not have to go through the same experience.
Okay.
So we went to a popular newspaper in the city. We gave out a story,
Okay.
and it got published.
Okay.
I think that's where TV9 picked me up and decided to award me, I think, along with 10 other women
Okay.
that year.
Okay.
So they awarded me this recognition in the category of Hakkula Kosam Poratam.
Okay.
And they said I should they probably encouraged me in a way to continue fighting.
Okay. According to you, how many people are there in each state like you?
Approximately I'm not really good with the numbers, but globally I know that there are 17 million people with cerebral palsy.
Okay.
I mean, that's a number that I've known from 2021 maybe. The numbers could have changed. Okay. Definitely.
What is the one change that you want to make out if you have a chance for the 17 million people to take and come a change? So what is the one thing that you...
I think it is for everyone to be more accepted. So cerebral palsy itself will present itself in many different ways.
Okay.
Some people with CP cannot talk.
Okay.
Some may not be able to understand what you're trying to say. And some may look absolutely normal. Okay. Maybe they can walk on their own, but they'll walk a little differently.
Okay.
So I think we need acceptance for all types of people.
Okay. Okay.
Instead of looking at us like strange creatures, if you just allow us to be one of you,
okay,
I think we're good.
Okay, you're saying that if we allow that you are one of us, then you are happy.
Yeah.
That is the one change that you want to see.
That's all we ever need. Anybody ever wants, Kada.
Right.
We just want to be accepted, loved everywhere.
Okay.
Without hesitation.
But you want to treat yourself as a separate person?
I really don't.
Okay.
Having been treated separately throughout my life, I'll say I really don't want to be special anymore.
Okay.
Just treat me as the ordinary.
Okay. And also we have seen you in TEDx speaking also. So what is the 2 to 3 things that you want to discuss, which you discussed on the TEDx speaking? And like what do you
So TEDx came to me as a surprise opportunity. In fact, it went back to the Francis incident, and a lot of people spoke about it in my friend circle and my mom's friend circle. So one of my mom's friends' son was actually having a TEDx event organized in his college. Okay. And he insisted that I should speak so that people will get inspired, hopefully. So, and that's when I went and spoke, and I said almost the same things. I did insist on people being empathetic, inclusive. Inclusion is very important. I think this is one thing people here are still yet to learn. Okay. I mean, it's a mindset, I believe. You don't
want to change, you want to change the empathy and you want the inclusion to be happen.
Yeah, empathy should be there, inclusion should happen. I think empathy will lead to inclusion. Okay. If you're able to empathize with me, then you will create opportunity and space for me. So.
Okay. See, you're saying that people should treat you like a normal person.
Yeah, as far as possible.
If I want to ask you, how your relatives will treat you? So what do you say?
My relatives so far, extended family has been great. I mean, I couldn't ask for better. So if I was able to go to family functions and not feel weird about it, I think I've achieved it all. But there are people still who will come and ask questions as to, is there nothing you could do, or haven't you tried this or that? As if we're not interested enough in curing my disability. But what they don't realize is, one, there is no cure to the problem that I have, and two, I'm happy where I am.
Right.
I need you to be happy for me instead of coming and telling me what to do.
Right.
So.
Okay. I have seen about you in one of the book which was recently written by one of my clients, Kruti Introduction. Okay. So she had written a book called True Spirit. So I have seen one separate chapter about you. So how do you describe about that chapter and what motivates her to write about you?
So we have been more than friends. I think we've been family ever since we connected. We started off as neighbors and then we became family. Pratima Auntie, and I call her Pratima Auntie. So she was the one who first discovered that I could write and I could write well and that I should do something about it. Okay. She connected me with a lot of people who need freelancers, and that's when I started writing. Okay. And eventually I took it up as a career. So I think because she's seen me since my childhood, she was inspired to probably write about me and tell my story to the world.
Okay.
So.
Okay. What do you say if I ask you, what do you want to do in your life let's say this is what fulfillment for me. If I ask you something like that, what do you say? What do you want to do in your life?
My biggest goal in life would be the most obvious is to try and to change the mindsets of people,
Okay.
as many people as possible through my talks or videos or writing. I feel like I write better than I speak, so
Do you think that we can change the mindsets of people?
we can try to at least.
Okay.
I know it's very difficult. We could probably change.
Don't you want to do anything for yourself rather than changing other people's mindset?
For myself, I think I'll try and keep myself as happy as possible.
Okay.
That's the best gift I can give myself.
So there's a quote also, like, if you're happy, everybody is
Everybody
happy.
else,
something like
yes.
that.
No,
So
but
now you
there
are
are
thinking
so
that you
many
can
barriers to my happiness because of how people think.
change. Okay.
Like, so I can't enjoy smaller things in life or even the bigger things in life because of the way people think. And that I think needs change. And I know it won't happen overnight. I will give it the time that it needs, but I feel like I should be consistent in my effort at least.
Okay. So your only goal is to change the people's mindset.
I can try and create awareness.
Okay.
That's all I want to do.
Why do you want to create awareness? Like, if I ask you.
Because there's a lot of, I experience a lot of apprehension or judgment
Okay.
in my interactions with people outside. So if I want to take up a job somewhere, people don't want to hire me when they see me in a wheelchair without even testing my skills. So I think that's a bit unfair.
Okay. Okay.
You should first be able to test my skills and see if it matches your requirement before, saying no to my application altogether just because I've applied from a wheelchair.
Okay.
That's not fair.
Okay. So what is the one best moment, if I ask you that to explain in your life so far? One of the best moments that you enjoyed?
There's been many, but
Among those, what's the one
I think
best?
the best moment are the moments that I spend with my nephews. My sister has 2 children, and they just make my day, no matter how it's been.
Okay.
So they just ensure it's happy because they are naturally inclusive again. I think we have a lot to learn from children.
Okay. Okay.
They don't see the differences in me, and
Exactly.
they're naturally accepting
Right.
of whatever
You
is
are
my
and how
condition.
you are, yeah.
Yeah, and they're happy to work around it, even if they have to play around me and be restricted to one place.
Right. Right.
And this was not something we taught them
Right.
to do. They naturally accepted it.
Correct.
So I think I'd advise everyone to be like a child.
Exactly. That's
Think
most
like
of
a
the people will
child.
say we have a lot of things to learn from my child.
Yeah, we definitely should think
Right.
like a child, be more open
Right.
to it and to life. And
What is the worst situation that you've seen? Perhaps?
oh, there's many. I remember going into an interview with another popular company, US-based company in India, and they were interviewing me for the role of a content writer back when I had just started my career. So I remember going through multiple levels of interviews, and they were going to finalize and release the offer letter, which is when I disclosed to them that I have a
You are
disability, and that's when they said we can't take this further because your wheelchair won't fit in our desk, they said. It was hard for me to believe the ridiculous reason, but it was what it is.
Okay. Is this the only one thing that you face, or you face it? with
These
many
these
companies?
are many of its kind.
Okay.
Yeah, many people have done that.
Okay. Cool. So, as you are into content writing, as we already discussed that AI is going to replace around 80%
Sure.
of this job. So, do you want to switch to any other profession?
I
if
would
you
really
wanna
like
switch,
to.
And what is that?
I'd really like to, like you mentioned, quite like you rightly pointed out, maybe psychology does look like, because I can meet a lot of people probably and try to understand what they're thinking and how I can help them think differently. So psychology seems to be a thing for me.
Okay.
Other than that, I could probably also be a motivational speaker.
Okay.
if people need to hear.
Okay. If I tell you the advantage of you is maybe your mother or your siblings or whoever with you, they're spending time with you when you want to do something outside. But what about others? Will they have the people like your mother or someone else that when they do something outside?
So I'll tell you. I mean, I've been, like you said, I've been lucky to have such people in my house. But if you don't find such people in your house, it doesn't mean you should not have these people in your life. You can find them outside your house.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's difficult, but in a connected digital world like ours, we can always, get in touch through internet, meet people with common interests, connect with communities, and try to step out, try to connect.
To be
Try
frank,
to
you
make
said that once you selected for a job, the company rejected you once they know that. Even the same thing happens outside also. If the people know that you're physically like this, I don't think they'll encourage you to be a friend or
I know, but it's not completely hopeless is what I'm saying. From my own experience, I'm saying that people are, I mean, the good people are in my life are not just my family. I have met amazing people in my workspaces, in my college, in my offices. I've seen wonderful people everywhere. So all I'm saying is like it's not hopeless. So if you don't find such people at home, please do step out and you'll see that the world is ready for you to be explored.
Any person when they see people like you, they start sympathizing or they start
I struggle with that a lot.
You ask for empathy, but they always show you sympathy.
Sympathy is easier to give.
Exactly, they're not ready to make you as a friend. They are ready to give respect to you and they're ready to treat you properly.
I'd like to correct you there. So I always feel like I get all the love that I need or maybe more, but respect is again something I struggle with. There's a term called infantilization, and I don't know if you've heard of it. Okay. So as soon as they see people on a wheelchair or with crutches, they start treating you like a child. I am 35 years old, but I get treated like a 4-year-old just because I can't move by myself. So for example, if I want to eat something at a function, people decide for me what I should be eating and bring the plate. They don't bother to ask, "Ni kavali, nu em tinta." They believe that I do not have the ability to choose for myself. So this is a very small thing. There are bigger things that affect my life because of how people think.
To be frank, even if you say also, treat me like a normal person, if I treat you like a normal person, maybe the person behind me will say, don't treat like she's very special.
Don't listen to it. Don't listen to it.
You're saying that they may think I'm disrespecting you.
Don't listen to it. No, don't bother about what people are thinking. Just see, if you want to be my friend, you have to make sure that I'm happy. We don't care about the third person.
Exactly.
So yeah, these are the things. I mean, infantilization again is everywhere. I think that's what leads to closing of opportunities.
Okay.
There's a lack of trust. If I take up a job, even if I get through a job, and I've worked in so many places for almost 10 years now, everywhere I see a slight distrust. I mean, they won't directly not trust me, but they will show signs of it.
Okay.
They, as in my boss or my colleagues, anybody.
Okay.
And again, I'm not saying these are bad people. These people are going by what they have learned all their life about disability, which is why I feel the need to speak up as much as possible about inclusion and what CP is for people to understand so that they can be more accepting.
Okay. So if I ask you the most burning topic outside, which is money, okay, what is money according to you?
Oh, money is the power that you need and you should have for as long as you can.
Okay.
I'd love to be as rich as possible. In fact, I remember telling my mom as a child that I want to be big and rich.
Okay.
I'm still not there yet, but
what do you take
trying.
if I offer you money and if I offer you the complete normal person? Like, what do you take?
I'll take money.
Okay. So
I'll
what is
take
the
money.
reason? What is the reason?
And because it gives me a lot of power to again be what I want to be, more authentic self. And it reduces my dependence also.
Okay.
So when I have money, I can hire people to do things the way I want it to be done. If I have money and I can go places, I can demand things.
Okay.
I think I'll be more, people will listen to me more if I have more money.
Okay,
Gives
you're
me a lot of
saying-
power.
Right. You are saying rather than any physical disability, money is
Yeah,
something that
I'm
you can
sure,
always
yeah.
focus on.
That'll be great if I could
Okay.
I could be rich.
Okay. So, what is your opinion on marriage or relationship? Like, according to you, what
yeah,
is? How
it's
do you
a
see that?
wonderful institution. But again, when it comes to people with disabilities, it comes with another baggage. Like I said, people have a lot of hesitation, but yeah, and they come up with their own baggage. I've been asked very weird questions, which I'll probably not say on camera. I'll tell you later, but.
Okay.
But yeah, people do have hesitations and yeah, I don't know what to say. I've had such heartbreaking experiences myself.
Okay.
Couple of them, in fact. So
Okay. So, what is your perception or whether on marriage? Like, are you going to get it or like?
I don't know.
Fast?
I'll let life surprise me, because as soon as I expect something, I'm ending up getting disappointed. Like I told you, I've had a couple of not so pleasant experiences with men who have tried to, connect with me, but as soon as again they realized my disability, they stepped back, and that was really hurtful.
Okay.
So
So, will you accept one the person?
I
who
will
is
be
also-
apprehensive for now. I'm very apprehensive to anyone who approaches me, but if it works out,
Okay.
I'll be glad.
Okay. So, you accept the other person also if he is also a disabled person?
Yeah, well, if we connect really well, then I think disability should not be a. Well, how we'll make it work could be another thing, but
Right.
if we connect really well, I think it should be good.
Kruti, what is the one major reason that government has given you the Navina Mahila Award and like?
So I think it was because of my struggle with the scribes and my voice for the need for ramps in the city at least.
Okay.
అంటే ఇక్కడ మనకి నాలాంటి వాళ్ళు ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళాలన్నా బిల్డింగ్స్ యాక్సెసిబుల్ లేవు. అన్ని బిల్డింగ్స్కి వాట్ యు నార్మలీ సీ ఇస్ a bunch of steps that you, a flight of steps is the right word, yeah. The flight of steps that you normally see that people would easily climb and go. But when building a structure, people need, I think, to keep in mind about people like me. అలాంటి వాళ్ళు ఒక బిల్డింగ్ లోకి వెళ్ళాలంటే ఎలా వెళ్తారు అని ఒక ఆలోచన ఉంటే then probably be able to make a ramp which will make every building accessible to me. ఇప్పుడు నేను government buildings-కి వెళ్ళాలంటే I think it's almost impossible. I can't imagine going to a post office, maybe a police station or a court.
Okay.
If I need to go, I just looking at the number of steps, I think I'll be intimidated.
Okay.
Even if I desperately need to go to one of these places.
Okay.
So I think what has been missed is thinking of us as public that needs to access these facilities.
Okay.
And that's where the limitation has come, where most of the buildings, most of the structures are inaccessible to someone like me.
What do you think is the solution for this?
Again, it'll come back to inclusion,
Okay.
where you open your mind a little more and think about our needs. Like, if I need to go to a certain building and get something done, I should be able to go.
Okay.
And the only way for me to go, it would be a ramp.
Okay.
So
Do you think that government needs to take any decision on this?
government needs to acknowledge our presence first
Okay.
and give us the facility that we need,
Okay.
which is a simple ramp or a lift
Okay.
in any public area, if you
Okay.
can think of it.
Okay.
So yeah,
So don't you think they are not acknowledging you now? Like
I feel
people
like
you?
that. I mean, because most of the buildings that you see in the city, how many times would you have come across a ramp? You can tell me.
Okay.
Have you?
No.
See.
Not more.
See, that means that they think it's not necessary at the moment.
Okay.
We need to let them know that it is
Okay.
as much important as is your steps.
Okay.
So
As you're creating more awareness for the people like you, do you want to tell the same thing to government also, or try to recognize us and or try to provide?
yeah,
a
my
place for
aim
us?
would be that
Okay.
to government, non-government, whatever agency that is run by people, I think they need to know that we are as much part of the society as them, and our needs may be slightly different, and if you cater to them,
Okay.
that will be the biggest
Okay.
solution to the problem.
Don't you think that you need to be sit more time on the home as you are like this? Is it good for you also to sit more time on inside the house or outside?
I mean, the
and
pandemic
exploration?
would have taught you that sitting at home for the long time is not good for anybody.
Okay.
Whether it's you or me, all of us do need to go step out into nature
Okay.
and meet people, definitely, exchange ideas. And that opportunity is reduced in my case because of the infrastructural barriers
Okay.
that are coming into mostly in the form of steps.
Okay.
I realized this when I wanted to vote,
Okay.
cast my first vote
Okay.
when I turned 18, and I was really excited. I wanted to go, but then I realized there was a flight of stairs to the polling booth,
Okay.
and it was difficult, but again my parents managed. They called people around and helped them lift a wheelchair, which was again very embarrassing, very time consuming.
Okay.
I didn't like that ordeal, and I realized it didn't have to be like that
Okay.
if the policymakers gave it a little thought
Okay.
in making a ramp.
Okay.
I did have an opportunity to meet a local MLA, and he finally did build a small ramp around that polling booth, and the next time around it was slightly easier for me to go and access the booth.
Okay.
But I had the good fortune. I don't know how many people do, so I think it should be a national issue where everybody around the country take it up and make sure that every polling booth is accessible, because it's the fundamental right,
Okay.
and we are also citizens of this country who would like to cast their vote. So
Okay. These are main problems that you address if I give a chance to sit with a government official or government decision taking person, or is there any other things also that you want to address?
I think first is the accessibility, like I mentioned,
Okay.
to every building, every part of the city, and commute
Okay.
should be made easy as well. If I want to travel by train today, there is no scope at the moment,
Correct.
because it is not wheelchair accessible again. There is a lift for a metro, I know, but again, if I get down at a metro station, how do I go to my destination is the question.
True.
Roads are not built for
Right.
a wheelchair to go on it.
Okay.
So I also believe that it'll probably be easier for the authorities to create a facility once they see
Okay.
somebody like me, I mean more people like me trying to come out. So I also encourage people with disabilities to find a reason to step out and try to do things that people normally do.
Have you met any people like you and motivated them
I
for
know
doing this?
a few people like myself. Maybe they're a little better off in terms of disability than me, and I know how they had to let go of a few things because they did not receive the right kind of support. In terms of scribes, I tell you, like I mentioned earlier, people with CP cannot write with the same speed as a normal person, so we need a scribe to write on our behalf as we dictate the answer.
Okay.
So I know another girl with cerebral palsy who would never have a scribe during the exam
Okay.
because her father believed that she should write by herself,
Okay.
which is why she could never finish the question paper on time and she'd have to let go.
Okay. As of now, are you getting any benefits from government because of your disability?
Not at the moment, no.
Not even a single
Nothing.
benefit that you are getting. So there are
Nothing
many
at all.
schemes for people like you. So don't you get benefited from
No,
any of the
I
schemes?
think they're all catering at the moment to people who earn a certain type of income, which is almost towards the BPL. So there's nothing for universally for all types of people with disabilities. It's only for the lower income group, is what I know. I'm
Okay.
still yet to make myself aware if there is something.
Okay. Do you think that now if you go for again to look for a job or to get into a company, will you feel that the same problem will come again?
I am, I mean, I can't say that it will come
Okay.
because I've had positive experiences as well. People have accepted me, which is why I have a 10-year long career.
Okay.
I've worked with very inclusive people
Okay.
who have, despite knowing my disability, accepted me and allowed me to work from home whenever necessary, and and gave me all sorts of support that I needed. So I cannot say that maybe I will never get a job.
Okay.
I could be lucky like I have always been. But I don't know when and who it will be.
Okay.
So that is the surprise that is.
Okay. So if I ask you, what is your daily routine? Like, do you need to take any medication for this, or
So
what would be your daily routine if you're, if I
Sure.
want to say, yeah.
I don't I didn't require so far to take any medication, although there are medicines to help me reduce spasticity. What I have is spastic cerebral palsy. It's one of the types of cerebral palsy. So there are pills, I mean medicines to help you reduce the spasticity, but again it has its own side effects. So it's not very widely recommended unless it's case specific. I think doctors will tell you better. But in my case, I did not require anything. I've only been dependent on physiotherapy,
Okay.
which is recommended every day.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Is it okay? You can eat anything outside which is
yes,
coming, or do you have?
I can eat
limitation?
anything. I mean, again, this will be case specific, individual specific. In my case, I have never had any problem with any kind of food, or I've never had any food allergies.
Okay.
I've been able to eat everything that I wanted.
Okay. Is the
So
problem
far.
only with legs and hands, or is there any?
The
other
problem
body
is
parts
with the
also?
brain.
Okay.
The problem is at the part of the brain that controls movement and balance.
Okay.
So that is the actual definition of CP if you read.
Okay.
It's a condition that restricts movement and balance in a person because of the particular part of the brain that is affected.
Okay.
It does present itself in different ways
Okay.
in different people. So when it is very severe, people have speech and intellect problems as well.
Okay.
I've been lucky that it is only limited to movement and balance in my case.
Okay. So
That I'm
even
able
in
to-
other cases, there will be
There will be
IQ
differences.
problem also.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. It does come up with mental retardation or speech difficulty or inability completely.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So in your case, it's only.
And
with,
yeah,
hands and
I've been very lucky
Okay.
so far. So.
Right. Okay. So one thing you wanna address government or people like you can tell me.
I think I just want people to be more open to any kind of difference in another person, and not just disability. We have so many differences as people. If you're able to accept each other without biases or without inhibition, I think we're good to go.
Okay.
We just need to.
Is that the only
be
thing that
open.
you wanna say to the people?
Yeah, well, what else would anybody want to be loved and accepted widely? I think that's
As it is,
the.
yes.
Yeah, without
Okay.
asking for many changes.
Okay.
So, yeah, and keep yourself as aware as possible.
Okay.
That'll help you accept better.
Okay. Is there any change that a man or woman are facing this issue? Is there any changes?
No, I think it presents itself similarly in male or female.
Okay.
I mean, again, depends on the severity, but otherwise, gender-wise, it should not. At least I don't know of any
Okay.
specific differences. Also, I'd like to tell the audience that there are popular people with this disability. There are actors in the West
Okay.
with cerebral palsy. There are comedians, stand-up comedians, and if you have read the news, there's another popular personality who passed away recently. Satya Nadella's son had
Right.
cerebral
I
palsy
see.
and
Yeah.
he passed away with it.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Good. Thank you, Kruti. Thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
sharing
having
many
me
things
again.
about your problem and as well as your happiness and your knowledge and your work as well. Thank you so much.
I really hope it reaches as to as many people as possible and
Hopefully.
helps them think differently.
Correct.
Thanks for having me, Balaji.
Thank you.